Hello, everyone. I am playing Stanley Parable again, and I'm gonna try and get 3 endings this time around. It's not gonna be a super long stream today. Well, maybe it will, depending on how long the endings are. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna try and get 3, maybe like 4 endings, and most of them are gonna be with the left door, because last stream I was doing mostly right door endings, the wrong way endings. And so yeah, let's see what we can do. So this is the opening again. As soon as I'm pretty sure every time you reopen the game, you have to put in the time. I'm not sure though. That's just a pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, what's the time? It's 1911. So 7:11 p.m. I'm pretty sure it doesn't care if you put in the correct time. Okay, hang on. Before we get started, can I just say something? Thank you for actually setting the clock both times you booted up the game. Oh, okay. You're welcome. A lot of people don't take that step seriously. They just leave the clock set at 12, call it a day. But you're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. That's how I know you care about this experience. You're paying attention. I don't even have any way of knowing if the times you're setting are correct. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see the screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. Go ahead, pick whichever time you want, even if it's not the correct time, you've earned it. Alright, I'll let you get back to the video game now. Okay, sure. Personally, my favorite time of the day is probably around 5 p.m. because the sun's not too high in the sky. It's when it starts cooling down. It's not too hot, not too cold. And during the winter, that's also around the time when the sky starts getting all the pretty colors. And during the summer, it's like the best time to go out and hang out with your friends because it's not too hot. So, let's start.
This is the story.
We already saw that.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Um, I just like turning off all the computers. It's kind of silly. Oh, new content. Let's go
Oh,
this way.
new content? What does that mean, new content?
Good question, narrator. If if my stream cuts out at any point,
Hello, and thank you for playing
it's
the
'cause
Stanley
it's
Parable
storming
Ultra
where I'm at
Deluxe.
right now.
As you may know, the
And
Stanley Parable was
I
a
don't
video game
know
released in 2013
if
on
the
home
power will cut
computers.
out.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it
But
was
hey,
expanded upon in
that's okay.
2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Oh,
The Stanley
okay.
Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
Okay.
Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley
I'm
Parable
not really
Ultra
stepping
Deluxe.
inside. I'm
Oh,
more
well, this sounds
riding the roller
delightful.
coaster
I'm
inside.
very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Okay.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Um,
Is it broken? What's going on here?
why isn't the elevator
Should
working?
we be moving somewhere or... oh, there we go. All right, finally, at
Okay, going
long
up.
last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
What's upstairs?
Hmm.
This
Hmm.
is kind of long.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if, oh, okay. Let's see the
Okay,
content.
we
Give
made
me
it.
the content, Stanley.
Oh,
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle?
uh, okay.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
I want to go a few more times. Okay, 25. Not 23, because 23 is a nice prime number. In fact, 23 is one of my favorite numbers. Another one of my favorites is 13.
Goodness, another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting
I
new
mean, there's
content?
also
If
walking
this is new
around.
content, then I could
I
just read
guess.
the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could doctor 30
20
trillion. You could
hours?
put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh wait, there's more. Very good. Yes.
Oh,
I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it.
okay.
I'm ready for whatever it is.
Oh, that's it.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding
Are
me. You
you
see, Stanley?
serious?
This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement,
That
please
is
ignore."
a true
What
statement,
quality assurance
actually.
department signed off on
There
this? I'm
there is
infuriated
an
and I'm
achievement called
offended.
Test
I
Achievement.
intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation
Hey,
around the new
at
content.
least their
in this game.
handwriting
They
is
could
neat.
never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Oh, I don't wanna. That's different. That's where I'm supposed to be.
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you. Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway.
Whoa,
So who cares? Oh, never
rude.
mind. You're not a dork.
That was a bit rude. Oh, I think we just died. Yeah, okay.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences
Bro,
like
peak
the launch of the Stanley
experiences.
Parable on PC.
Nah. Bro's wild for that.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the memory zone remind you of how
Don't
wonderful Stanley
forget.
Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release?
2013.
Remember back in October of 2013
When it
when the
was
game originally
released.
launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all
Collector's
meant
edition.
something. Oh, the waste.
Okay. Well, TV. Oh, the Stanley Parable demo. That game is terrible because there's an achievement on there that it's I don't think you can get. Unachievable. It's impossible to get this achievement. Go outside. Don't play for 5 years. There's a new Go Outside called Super Go Outside, which is don't play for 10 years. Okay. Empty space. Fine. Sure. If I can't get onto the bench. You want me to step into the water?
And over here is where I keep reviews.
My
of the
shoes
Stanley
are wet
Parable.
now.
Like this stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes,
Don't.
and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created."
How do
Did
you
hear
review
that,
a
Stanley?
game like the
Every
Stanley Parable?
game
To
ever
describe any
created.
one part
That's
of
how
it is to
grand and
risk its
all-encompassing
ruination.
the original Stanley
To
Parable
detail what?
was. It was literally every
Blah blah
game
blah.
ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona
Perhaps this
3.
closed
It was
discussion
all
would
of
be
them. And now
Dear Esther,
it's
but where
nothing.
Dear Esther
It's no
waves
games at
from the
all. It
the
isn't
form
even a
of
Stanley Parable anymore.
interactive
It's
entertainment
just a
Stanley Parable
husk
uses,
now.
and then
A
subverts it.
lifeless husk with an
Blah
hour of
blah
new
blah. So
elevator
how do you review
content.
what has become known as Stanley Parable? That's quite simple. You don't. 10 out of 10. Well, there's a new door. Go downstairs. Maintenance. Oh, okay. Yummy. Where am I?
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com.
Okay.
The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Okay. Well, I think he is trying to ignore all the bad reviews. Let me through.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I
The
really
maintenance
have
room.
to go back to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
The maintenance room.
God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I have
The
not
good
these in
one.
years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Sure.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying
Yeah.
to be funny. I'm trying to
Unfunny.
make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Oh my gosh, bro. There's so much content. Oh, it's storming in the game as well as in real life. Hey, a good review.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear
Nah, nah,
games,
nah, nah,
this
nah.
preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am
Oh,
I?
you are
You
a
can tell
little
me if I'm preachy.
preachy.
Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to
Just
be
a
honest,
wee
I have
bit.
always thought of the game's dialogue as being
Not
rather
super,
terse to begin with.
not
You
super
can't know how
preachy.
much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it, well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear.
Where am I going?
What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks are my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say?
It's in the
You
water.
constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button.
The
A
skip button
button.
is just moving to
Well,
another section of the
yes.
game, bro.
Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt.
Oh,
Not
well,
if it means we
actually,
can strike these
it,
negative
it, it
reviews
could
from the
it could
record.
hurt.
Only positive reviews
Oh,
of the
oh
Stanley
boy.
Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Oh boy.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No
No.
more listening to me rambling on
I've
and on
seen
and on.
this.
No. The Stanley Parable is a game for
We
the
end up
people. And if the
standing
people
there
want
doing
silence, then
nothing
by
for
goodness, that's what
years,
they're going to get.
and then the
Well, don't sit
narrator
around waiting for me to
dies.
shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so
I don't
forth,
wanna.
until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which
Yeah.
time...
Hello?
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue
Yeah,
full
but
of
the
unnecessary
timing
verbal flourishes and lengthy
gets longer
ruminations
and
on the
longer.
nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination. Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether
Oh,
they'll
Cookie
edit the rating
9.
of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went to... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's...
There's no way
there's really
out.
only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just...
There's
Wait, how do we
no
get
other
out of
way
here?
out.
Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room? I do feel quite certain that
Exactly.
there was one here before. How
I
else would
cannot
one
leave.
have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12
Ew, boy.
hours. You've just been
One of the
frozen there.
lights.
I don't know why the skips are getting
The
longer,
lights
but
went
they're
out.
really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no... Oh, Stanley, you're back.
Oh,
You're
there's only
back. Oh, my
one light
goodness.
left.
I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I
The plant
think
is
it's been a
dying.
week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time, just sitting here, not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking?
There's a
But it
light
isn't, Stanley.
source.
It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening.
Bye. Oh,
Oh, hello.
hello.
It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year.
Oh
Have you ever
boy.
sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you.
No,
To
I
begin
haven't.
with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest
I
time,
feel so
Stanley.
bad for him.
Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the
Well,
collapse of every moment I...
is he gone? Oh, my ears.
But they didn't understand the game was never
Oh,
meant to be funny. It
he's
was meant to
back.
have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs down review
Oh
and make
goodness,
all of their
he's going
pitiful demands. But then,
crazy.
he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't...
Oh, he's gone again. It makes a buzzing noise.
The end is never the end,
Oh,
is never the end, is never the end,
bro's
is never the
actually
end, is
cooked.
never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is
Bro's
never
been
the
cooked.
end, is never the end.
Well, there is nothing left. The ceiling's caved in. Is there... What's next? Light? I still can't escape. Life? Plant growth? I still can't leave. Oh boy. It's back to nothingness. They've all turned to ash. What happened? Silence. Screams. What's happening? Oh, the building's fallen over. Sand? The building collapsed. What am I doing? What do I do with this? What am I supposed to do now? Oh. Well, that was an ending. Definitely.
All of his co-workers
That
were
was
gone.
definitely
What could it
a
mean?
ending.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps
That
he
was
had
such an
simply missed a memo.
existential ending. Is the new content? Okay.
You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Hope it's better than last time. Well, I do hope it's better than last time.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Two. Just because you put a 2 after it doesn't make it good.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
I don't know about that.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable
Ultra
2,
Deluxe.
now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Oh. Zam.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be. But
Hates the
let's take a look at
sequel.
some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts,
Well,
that
okay.
surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them.
That's
It'll all work
not
itself
how that
out.
works.
Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical.
That's not how that works, bro. Get on the bus? What do you want from me? Okay, go up the stairs. Oh my
Here we are.
gosh.
Go on, try out some
Ah,
of the new
I can't
features.
leave. Okay. No screenshots. Red is the new orange. Your name in the game. The button that says the name of the player that's playing the game. Oh. Okay. Merch.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Happy 12th birthday.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get well
Zam.
someday it is.
Zam. I hate you so much. Okay, let me out of here.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on. A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever
It's
solution
gone.
to this fundamental problem with the game.
It's not there.
It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley,
It's
anytime
falling
you're
from the
holding bucket, a
ceiling.
sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will
Let me
feel
have
perfectly
it.
normal and perhaps even comforting.
Let me
You may
have
even
it.
come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms.
Gimme.
And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
Yay!
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
Zam.
The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
I love this bucket.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game?
They should.
That really should be an award.
They
if
definitely
it isn't
should.
already.
Okay, what's over here?
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
Jim. Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath.
My name's
clear your
Jim.
mind,
My name is
forget
Jim
whoever
now.
you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim. Sleeping and waking as Jim.
Okay, my name is Jim now.
Being heartbroken as Jim. Seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim.
Hi guys, my name's Jim. My name's Jimbo.
Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Yes, guys, it's me, Jimbo, your best friend.
Jim.
Whoa! You just said my name.
What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
Oh my gosh.
Jim. Ooh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable,
oh my
2,
gosh!
It would still be worth
I
the
just
money.
said my name.
Let's take a break from the
Yes,
Jim
of
button.
course.
I'm
Jim
too
is my
emotionally
name.
drained from all
Oh my
this
gosh.
personal validation.
Bruh.
Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim. I'm putting the Jim button away.
No.
Otherwise, soon
No.
you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
No. No. My name is Jim now. Okay, fine. Bye.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable too. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
Okay, what's over here? Infinite hole. Jump
You know what,
circle.
Stanley? I actually think the jump circle was a pretty good
Okay, I'm
idea.
gonna get it to
I'd like to
13.
hang on to that for the sequel.
Let's go. Okay, what's over here? Oh, that's that. Okay, what's up here? Um, Free, new plus easy achievement. Pull the lever, receive your new achievement, no more steps. Okay.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes, you see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement... Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I
No.
guarantee it will be fixed in the
Give
sequel
me.
to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers,
Give me.
we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Give me. Give me. Fine. Screw you. Wait, actually, let me check if I got it. No, I didn't. Okay. You had me
What
there.
else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Up here. That's new. Oh. Okay. Well,
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, yes, it would go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
rude. Okay, I actually want to go check out the infinite hole. That sounds like a lot of fun. Okay. Depth, time, depth, uh hold like infinity, time like infinity, space like infinity. Okay. Uh all right. I guess it's
Stanley,
just over
here's an
here then.
idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Okay. Here we go. Oh boy.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since
Whee!
you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
Nah, I want to stay. I want to stay. I want to stay.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to get back to
But
the
why?
top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
But why? You said that I
Okay,
could stay
Stanley, I
here
don't know quite how
forever.
to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole.
But like, how deep?
I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is
But
it
like,
infinite?
how
Well,
deep?
that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, The infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a...
Oh,
Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out,
cigarettes.
Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever.
New
Look,
mug.
I think the issue here is just that you're unusually
Meeting at 2
fascinated by
p.m.
falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as
Just
anyone
the
would
two of
actually
us. We
need.
can make it
Don't
here
you
for
put
sure.
this on me. Maybe
Bruh.
you're the problem.
Every pause
Look,
button is a
things got
Roman
little
numeral
heated there. I
2.
think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the whole mostly infinite? If
Dang,
that works for
that's a
you,
very
then go ahead
small
and press the teleport button to
opening
warp
at
up
the
to the
top.
top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
Nah, but what happens if I stay? Dang, this texture is like really 3D and realistic. It's honestly really nice. Like, even though I know it's supposed to be a flat texture, I want to stay here. Oh my goodness. So, how is everybody? Everybody doing okay? Everybody having fun? I'm having a lot of fun. Okay, I know I said that I was gonna do like 3 endings, but I don't know. I kind of like this hole. So I might stay here for a little bit. Oh man. What am I gonna do? Um, if you stay here, is there like another ending if you stay here? Like, like, I'm 90% certain if you stay in that hole, you're supposed to get like an existential crisis or something. But like, I don't know how long you have to stay in the hole for that to happen. So, let's see. You know what? I can't do this.
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Nah,
Oh, for heaven...
I'm going back.
You see? I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of...
It's
Oh.
shorter this time.
Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above. Had enough? I'm
One more, one
positively
more, one
thrilled.
more.
Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow. Okay.
That's
Yeah.
even shorter.
I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any
That
shorter.
sounds like a great
Oh,
idea.
there it is. How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch.
Yeah.
Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to
Yeah.
move on. Is the, teleport button not working?
Kind
You
of.
sure? Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working
I
just a
think it's because
moment
I'm
ago.
too
Try it
close to the
again.
surface right now.
Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out.
Uh,
Goodbye, Stanley.
what?
You couldn't bear to
No,
be
come
away
back.
from the hole,
Come
and now you
back.
get more time with it than you could ever have
Come
asked for. It's a win
back.
for everyone. You get to be with the hole, I get to do
No.
literally anything else.
Come
Take care, Stanley.
back.
I hope you and the hole have a
Don't
wonderful
leave
rest of your
me.
day
Oh, guess I'm stuck here now. Oh. Huh? What was that? Um, narrator? The floor's going down. Oh no. The floor's steadily going down. Oh no. Narrator. Anybody, come back. Oh my gosh. Bro, Stanley looks so plain. What is happening? Oh, oh Lord. Oh, oh goodness. Stanley, are you okay? What the? Oh my goodness. Oh god. Oh god. Is this a Microsoft lock screen? Oh, bro. No, wait, that one's actually sick. That drawing of Stanley is actually so cool, though. You know what? I'm taking a screenshot of this.
Stanley? Stanley! Oh,
Oh,
good, you're awake. It seems
I'm
you had
back.
sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really truly focused on the hole? From the looks of
Okay.
things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodlepip.
Okay. Oh no, not this again. Well, looks like that was a another ending.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Time to go look at the collectibles. Cause I'm pretty sure that's the last thing I didn't try. I didn't look at. Okay. So I did jump circle map achievement when it says the name, merch. I didn't do settings world champion. I did epilogue. I didn't do I did infinity hole. Office decorations, I did that one. So I just need to do collectibles, settings world champion, and exit. So let's do settings world champion now. Then save collectibles for last, because I'm pretty sure that's on the way to the exit. Well, looks like it's locked. Okay. What a loser. Let me see. There is an achievement for settings world champion. It's set all the setting sliders to. Oh
All
no!
of his co-workers were
What have I
gone. What could
done?
it mean? Stanley decided to go to the
I
meeting
pressed
room.
the wrong
Perhaps he had simply
button.
missed a memo.
What have I done? Hey, hey,
Oh,
my life.
good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Hey, my life. Can't believe I just did that. Let me out! I need to get my bucket again.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it
I
should live
need
up to
that
that
bucket.
legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever the Stanley Parable 2.
Okay, I'm skipping all of it.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so
Shut
many
up.
possibilities. It could go in so
I
many
didn't
different
mean to press
directions.
that button.
This is what fans have truly been asking for. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. Here we are. Go on, try out some
I
of the
need
new
my
features.
bucket.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in
Gimme!
those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever
I hate this
solution
game.
to this fundamental
Why'd
problem
they
of
have
the
to
game.
put the restart
It's
button
the
right next to
step
the settings button? Okay. Okay, okay, okay. Um,
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
bro, so goofy. Uh, I forgot what resolution was that. Um, watch me go back into the stream. Go backwards and take a look at what my resolution used to be. Okay, what was my resolution? 250, 256, 144, 239. Yeah, that one. There we go. I did it. Okay. Did I get the achievement? Yes, I did. Let's go.
Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your
Okay,
mind.
now I gotta
It is
wait
true. As
until he
long as you
stops
hold onto the
talking
bucket, the many
so that I can get
disorienting
the bucket.
contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps
I
even
think all I'm
comforting.
gonna have time
You
for
may even
today
come
is
to
just
long for the gentle embrace or
doing
jarring
all this
cognitive
stuff for the
dissonance
Stanley
while the
Parable
bucket is in your
too.
arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually
Bro,
redesigning the
that's
game to be
wild.
less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the
Come
bucket is the
on,
perfect
give me the
solution.
bucket
Come on,
already.
give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well?
Yay!
I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a
Gimme.
person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All
Open the
this and
door.
more await you in the Stanley Parable
Open
2.
the door. I want to
Does
check
anyone give out awards
if
for
that door
most
opens up.
enjoyable
If that
bucket in a
door
video
opened
game?
up
That really should be an
after I
award
got
if
the
it isn't
achievement.
already.
Oh, jumps remaining did not reset. There we go!
Aha! I can see you've gotten the Settings World Champion achievement. Well done. You've
Yeah.
experienced every setting, traveled to all corners of the settings menu. There's nothing you haven't seen. So, just for you, in the Stanley Parable 2, I'm including an entirely new setting, something called bumpscosity. What exactly is
Bumpscosity?
bumpscosity? Well, I
What
haven't quite
is
figured
that?
that part out yet, but I just know that you'll be able to adjust it on some sort of slider, and that it'll be available from the settings menu. We'll sort the rest of the details out later. I hope you're
I'm
looking
so
forward to trying out
excited.
every level of bumpscosity in the Stanley Parable 2.
I'm so excited for Bumpscosity. Okay, last thing left to do is the collectibles. I am not redoing everything else. Collect them all. Oh boy.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Oh my gosh. The people. Yay. Okay.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic. Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley... All right, have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Yes, I got the bucket. I am very happy. Interesting. No screenshots. Too bad.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features?
I
Yes,
like
know
the
it's not
bucket.
exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Okay.
I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go.
I hope so.
Version 2.
That looks worse.
Who am I kidding, Stanley?
Jump
This
circle
isn't a
with the
coherent
infinite
video game
circle?
at all. It's a lot of gags.
The infinite hole?
And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans
It's
to
never
love
gonna
it.
happen,
No matter
bro.
how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect.
Yeah.
With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it
Yes.
could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Okay. That is a door. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Bro. Here we go.
This is the...
I'm back.
All of his
I'm back in the
co-workers were
building
gone.
again.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting
There's
room. Perhaps
balloons
he had simply
everywhere.
missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Bucket!
Stanley picked up the bucket.
I love the bucket. No longer says new content.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay, no.
This
See,
was
I
not
was
the right
gonna,
way to the meeting room,
but
but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
Bucket was not
Stanley
wrong.
took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Bye.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him.
It's not the
It
bucket,
should
it's
have
you,
alarmed him,
narrator.
of course, because buckets can't talk.
Yes, they
But Stanley
can.
chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he
Bonk.
unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Whee!
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point."
No!
Stanley, how could you think it was okay to
No.
bring the bucket here? Unless,
Let me.
what if the problem is that you actually don't
Let me
know what is
through.
a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your
Open that
understanding
door.
of what is
Open that
and
door.
isn't a bucket.
Open that door.
Please, step in here for a moment.
Fine.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us
okay.
everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay,
Sure.
let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket?
No.
Correct. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket. Item 2. Is this a bucket?
No.
Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Okay.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
No.
Incorrect. This is a bucket.
It's clearly not a bucket.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor.
It's clearly a
An enormous
bucket.
machine that tills the earth.
It's
So this is
clearly a
gimmick.
bucket.
How on earth did you manage to screw
It's
it up?
clearly a
Absolutely
bucket.
Incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
Clearly a bucket.
Is this a bucket?
Yes. Yeah, that's a bucket.
Correct. This is a bucket.
See? Look. What I tell you, that's a
Item
bucket.
6. Is this
Nah.
a bucket?
Not a bucket.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Not a bucket.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
Don't you dare steal my bucket.
Yes. Thank you. There's nothing here. Of course it isn't a bucket. We both know full well that nothing isn't a bucket. Wait, when I say nothing isn't a bucket, that makes it sound like I'm saying everything is a bucket, which of course is not true. Unless... Is that what you think? Answer me straight, Stanley. Are you trying to tell me that you believe everything is a bucket?
Well, That's a difficult question, sir.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all
Lol.
sense of perspective.
Lamau.
What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket?
Yes, you are.
Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
No.
Okay, here we go.
No.
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you,
Yes, you are.
Stanley, you're still here. You're
I
not
am
a
also
bucket
a bucket.
either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And
Yippee!
we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that.
It's
Who
all
knows what that
buckets.
information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
Alright. Back to the beginning.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Bucket time.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
I love the bucket. And the bucket loves me.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can
What?
feel that, can't you? The
No.
aura of jealousy. It's as clear
No.
as day. This broom
It's
closet
my bucket.
believes it deserves the
You
bucket.
can't have it.
I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning
No.
supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Did I ever?
You
It's a
found
Figley.
one of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Okay, so I'm gonna do the standard ending. The freedom ending. Maybe?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him?
I completely
Yes,
didn't remember
this
the
is certainly
order.
the most logical explanation.
Here we go.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of
I love the
uncertainty,
bucket.
he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, mind control facility.
Okay.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Yippee! Bonk.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Poor bucket.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the
Yes.
bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do?
Yes.
What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
Rude that you call me
No!
feeble.
He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter, his one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the
The
bucket.
bucket. I love my bucket.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the
Nah.
But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when
No.
suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen.
Uh,
Birds.
birds?
Silly birds. The control buttons became active again. Stanley
Birds.
flipped through one video of silly birds after another.
It's
And then it dawned on him,
penguins.
this wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world. The mind controls were only a facade
It's
to
a dog.
disguise its true
It's a
intentions.
dog. It's a
The bucket man was all
quacker.
wrong. Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery.
Look at the duckies.
Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live
Seagulls.
streams
Oh my gosh,
of the
they're so
silliest birds
cute.
imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life
Flamingos.
could have taken, this one was surely the best. And
Oh
Stanley
my gosh.
was happy.
For real. Stanley was happy. Okay, yeah. I think sequels now pause. That is gonna be it for today. Yep. Thank you for stopping by and coming to watch the stream or the VOD if you managed to make it this far. Rewatching the stream after this. But yeah, I'll be streaming or posting a video again tomorrow, and I will see you all next time.